Don't forget to record.
All right. And I want to share the screen. Here it is.
How many did you get?
There's about 26 presentations.
Oh, where are they? Where are they?
Well,
mean,
there a
the
lot of people will watch it afterwards.
Yeah, I seem to have lost you guys. Wait.
What happened to the shared screen? Let's do it again. Okay.
There you go.
And then how do I change the size of the speakers? Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. We're ready to start. This is January 9th, 2024 mock jury. And let's have the jurors introduce themselves real quick. Camille?
I'm Camille Marchese. I'm the executive director of the Coconut Groves Arts Festival.
Okay. Bonnie?
Bonnie Blanford, former jeweler, 43 years doing art fairs.
And former show director.
Oh, and former show director.
I'm Barry Bernstein, and I'm still doing art fairs after 30 some years.
So
It could be 40.
yeah, it probably is.
Considering the color of your hair, it may be 40.
Oh, I dyed it this color.
Oh, sorry.
To impart more wisdom, right?
I couldn't help, you know.
All right.
Okay, we'll shut up.
No problem.
Why?
Okay. The first presentation. I use colored clay to create animals and landscapes that are filled with tiny details created by Fiori technique. Found objects are often used as a substrate.
Let's see the booth shot.
What do you want me to enlarge it?
Oh, you know what? I have the people on the right, so it's blocking. Yeah,
Just
yeah,
move
but
the-
enlarge it anyway because
Well, you
We'll
gotta
move
go
the
to
people over.
that view that takes down everything and just to the person's name.
Or just shove them off the screen.
All right. Okay. Here we are.
Okay, do you want me to start?
Sure.
Great images. I would change out the number 1 image to maybe the number 3. Switch those two because it's more interesting.
It's also
I
pointing
think
the wrong way.
Depends. Listen, those all depend on your medium. Teapots are cool. I like that as number 1.
Well, but she says that they're found objects, so it's
No.
probably
No, she uses found objects in the work.
are used as a substrate.
Often uses a substrate.
So I'm assuming she has embellished a commercial teapot, and there is
I
nothing
hope
wrong
not.
with that.
Mm-mm.
And hey, listen, never mind.
I think the booth looks beautiful.
Mhm.
I think it's too tchotchke. Okay, here's where I come from. I like everything to look like a gallery. So to me, this looks tchotchkes. That doesn't mean that that I'm like some expert, but I'm just telling you.
I,
That's
I have, Camille, what do you think?
I think it's colorful and I think it draws you in. And I don't think that, I mean, I understand that, I mean, Barry's booth does look like a gallery, but not every booth does. And, you know, this will draw people in. And if this is truly what she's going to bring to a show, or whoever is going to bring to a show, I think it stands. I think it's fine.
It's a clean booth. The only thing I have a
Yep.
problem with is the stuff on the bottom.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
too
On
the-
close to the ground.
Yeah, I don't put stuff on the bottom there because there's dirt. You know, you don't really notice it, but like
But-
at the end of the show, that stuff's going to get all dirty.
Well, in a booth image, though, it's very nice not to have just that big blank gray space.
Right.
Really? I would be okay with that. Okay,
I don't
here's
think
an,
this would hurt her. I don't think this
No.
would hurt.
here's an interesting
she.
thing about what we're doing. This is a good example. Every gallery, every show jury, every person on that jury is different, has a different thing, and we're expressing that right now.
Yes,
So just kind of keep that in mind. You know,
Mhm.
jurors do not all agree,
Mm-mm.
It's-
and they vote their opinion.
yeah.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Barry and I might cancel each other out occasionally.
And we agree a lot of times.
Yes.
All right. Painted stretched canvas with cutouts to second painted canvas. Add glass, bamboo, tile, stone, giving it dimension.
Oh, and not just a second on the last one. Their wording's good. There's no extra words there. She's
Yeah.
telling you what
Yes.
it is.
The statement is
Jeez.
strong.
Yeah.
Okay. Should I read it again?
No. Oh,
No.
this?
Yeah.
The booth bothers me.
The kiosk?
The little stick out in back, and I think there's too much work showing in the booth.
I mean, it's cluttered looking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would actually take out the kiosk and just put it up on the back wall. If that's what it
Yeah.
is that a kiosk? Like a
Yeah. Also, you can't tell the size of the pieces from looking at the individual images.
No, you can't
No.
really see what I mean, you wouldn't look at this if you didn't read the statement. You would not understand what you're looking at.
totally agree. I wonder if they need a close-up into one of the holes.
Well,
Well, I guess
that's,
that's what that is. Yeah.
yeah.
But even then, you still can't really
It-
see what it's a close up of, right? Like you don't.
Yeah.
It just looks
Mhm.
like a detailed piece of the. I can't tell that there's two canvases there.
No,
You know.
I can't either.
Mm-mm. I don't know how you'd fix that. Other than the words right there, you know.
A bigger close-up.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, it would be
Well-
great if you could see some of the dimension in the booth shot, you know, like
But
Like,
you
I
really
can't-
can't.
no, but I can kind of see like the one on the left, I can kind of see that it's dimensional, like within that circle. Can kind of like above it, I can kind of see that it's a little dimensional. But you know, if you look
Kind of
you can
beige
kinda
one.
see- yeah.
Yeah,
you
you
can see a
can.
little bit. Like I think
textured.
yeah, you can see that
It's just like
there's
There's a hole.
right. I mean, but you get a better feel for what it is in the booth shot.
Because of the angle.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd like to see a couple of larger pieces, I think, so that you could really see what they're doing, you know?
Yes.
That middle thing bothers me.
It bothers me too.
Me
it's
too.
like I want to walk up and take you know, there's some advertising thing and I'm taking off a sheet.
Uh-huh.
That's what it kind of reminds me of. It's not a good look.
No. No, but I think, they did what they could with what they had, right? They had grid wall and they're doing what they can with what but I would change it out.
Well, and that may be the hole in the panels and you see a little light coming out. That
Yeah.
may be where they slip behind to do things, get more
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
I might straighten it out then in that case. Straighten it out a little bit so that it doesn't feel like it's jutting out. Like,
Yes.
I don't know, or something, because it's a little disturbing.
It's a little weird.
Mhm.
And sometimes weird is spectacular.
Mhm.
But this one I don't think works. And I'm so sorry.
I just
Plus-
think it feels cluttered. That's my
Yeah.
first impression with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus the wording. Add glass. No, let's tell us what you're doing. I'm not adding anything to it.
Well, she or he,
Right.
excuse me, is probably trying to get under the character.
Right.
Yeah, I get that. There's other ways to do that.
Yeah, glass, bamboo, tile, stone, give it dimension instead of add, right? You can just start with glass.
Oh, excellent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Next. Acrylic, charcoal, ink, and pastel on canvas or paper using brushes, palette knives, and various tools to create an organic texture that creates depth to an otherwise spare composition.
I would put one of the pieces with color, maybe number 3, as the number 1 piece. It's great grouping.
Mhm.
I would just arrange it a little differently. Can we see the booth blown up? I thought maybe that, okay, the one with the black around it,
Yeah.
it doesn't, for me, it doesn't work in that position.
Mhm.
So it looks like that this is that person's new work. And if you look to the left, things are framed under glass
Mhm.
and look totally different.
Yeah.
Love the new work.
Mhm. Yeah, it's not a cohesive booth for sure. And if you were going to take a booth shot, like I have no problem with you blocking out your name, but if you're actually going to take a booth shot, maybe
Yeah.
put something there to start with and then put up your sign. I don't
Yes.
know.
But like the one on the lower back wall, lower right, kind of blends into the wall,
Yeah.
whereas like one of the bright blue ones on the right would
Mhm.
pop off.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what? I would take everything off the back wall and put the start with those 2 blue ones in the front right.
Mhm.
Put
Yeah.
those back there. Those are the most impactful images. So if you're walking by, it might catch your eye, it might bring you in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or the way it is now, just raise that one with the black around it up where the booth sign is.
Mhm.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would like to see a more cohesive body
Yeah.
with that.
I would too. And just so you know, the dirt floor does not bother me in the least.
Doesn't bother me either.
I'm not looking at the floor at all.
Right.
No.
But people are so concerned that,
Mhm.
you know, it either be a rug or a fake rug or whatever. I didn't even look at the floor until right before I said that.
Got to be careful with a rug because it might detract.
I
It
hate
might clash.
rugs. I
Yeah,
hate rugs in booths.
yeah.
Not that I have an opinion.
Well, you know
Fine.
what? If
Opinion
you're doing
never.
it, if you're doing an indoor show, a piece of carpeting that's one color works.
Right.
It's and it works outside too if it doesn't rain.
Yeah.
Well, or if you can tape it down so nobody trips on it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
It can be a
That's
trip
that's what
hazard.
that's what insurance is for. The liability insurance.
Don't want to use my insurance for that.
I know.
No. But the work is lovely, I think. I'm not
Yes.
supposed to say that, right? I'm not supposed to talk about the work. But I do like the image of it.
Right. That's right.
I very much like the work. But switch 3 with switch 3 and 1. Again, I have a very strong opinion that your first image needs to be really solid. Needs to kind of pop off and just give the jurors a taste of what's coming.
Okay. Oops. Vintage found papers cut and pasted into playful still lifes, landscape, and abstract collages.
Images look good.
Mhm. Strong.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
the booth shot's nice too.
Yeah, she's
Yep.
She participated in one of the previous mock juries, and it's much stronger now.
I would take the the bin and put it somewhere else. It blocks the piece behind it, which might be it's one of the nicer pieces. You don't want to block your best
Yeah.
pieces. So find a place for it out of the way.
I shot that booth picture. And we tried it with the bin in the back right-hand corner.
No.
It looks
How
better
about
here.
front left?
I would take the bin out. Yeah, front. I was thinking front left also.
Well, but she uses a bin at shows, so she needs the bin.
Not
Yes.
necessarily.
Yes, she does.
Wait a minute, has there ever been a show that came around and said, "Oh, I see you had a bin or you didn't have this bin in your booth"?
Yes.
Really? I know
There
that
are shows that check.
St. Louis. I know that St. Louis would, but would that be enough? I mean,
To kick you out at that moment? No.
not kick
But
you
you know
out, just
what?
tell you to
It might
remove the bin.
keep you from not getting in again if you weren't honest with your booth image. This is a beautiful, excuse me. It's a beautiful booth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I love the way it's
bin-
arranged.
Yeah.
The bin
Professionally done.
doesn't really bother me because, I mean, I'm looking at this as the work that's going to be in the show. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
it's not
Okay.
distracting. I mean, it doesn't bother me at all, to be honest.
Okay.
They're going to have a flip bin. There
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, I'm more concerned with the way the actual booth looks, and I think it looks great.
Mm-hmm.
I love the 6 small
Mhm.
ones together there. It just
Right. Showing all sizes.
Perfectly
really-
lined. It's good.
Yeah.
really, really nicely done.
It's really well put together as opposed to having so much stuff out and having different sizes in different places. This is great. This actually, there's no visual interference here. It's very logical.
Good booth shot, Larry.
Okay, next. Abstract work created with multiple layers of oil and cold wax or encaustic on cradled wood, panels, stretched canvas, or paper, occasionally including collaged elements. Organic forms are inspired by plants, water, and local topography.
I would take out the organic forms
Right.
are inspired part.
Right, the last sentence, eliminate.
Not necessary. Would
I-
somebody else like to go first?
Go
Yeah, I
ahead.
think it's a great set of images.
Yeah.
Yeah, the images are really good, really well done.
Images are excellent.
Mhm.
Not sure about the back wall.
It doesn't,
Well-
I feel like the booth shot doesn't do the work justice,
Right.
you know, in some way, like, I don't know how I would fix that, but I feel like the work,
Okay, I
when
have a
you blow it
suggestion.
up, yes, but when you're just looking at it small, it doesn't, but I don't know what you would change. I think it looks good. It's just, yeah.
Okay,
It doesn't have the impact of
No.
the individual images.
That's because the
It
pieces
also-
aren't that big in the booth.
Right.
it also doesn't have the impact of, let's say, of the booth before, where everything kind of, it makes sense that it's put together,
Yeah.
you know? And I guess you'd have to experiment with that, but like the back wall, you could have two bigger pieces, and then let's say, just like the other person had, was it six small images together,
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
four medium sized together? In that, they'd have to experiment, move things around, and look at it.
There's another thing, the treatment, the framing on some of them and gallery wrap on the others,
Mhm.
Yeah.
where if the black frames were around the pieces on the back wall, it would make the back wall pop more.
Absolutely.
Very
Is it-
true.
Is it the
Absolutely.
same? Is it the same techniques and everything?
We don't know.
Can't
No.
tell.
You know, even if the walls were gray instead of white, it would pop. But it's I think you're right, Larry. I think the frame pieces on the back wall would help. It also would reduce the glare, wouldn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
it would increase the glare if there's plexiglass or glass in the frames.
You know the photography way better than I do.
Yeah, I rarely say, let's go for a gray wall. But in this case, because the pieces are so light, it would really help.
Yeah. Or black or something. I just think it would maybe be more impactful, but
And you wouldn't have to do it on all three walls.
Well, they'd have to match.
they
No.
should match.
Who said?
By the way, I've read that Flourish is stopping making black mesh walls.
Yes.
Is that because they don't sell them?
No, because the person that was making it for them retired. Because the black mesh would be good here.
Yes. Do the black just on the back wall, and it would be a black and white booth, very current, very trendy. But those pieces would pop right off. And it wouldn't darken the booth. Very nice.
All right. Multiple layers of acrylic over gypsum spackling for texture. Cardboard or charcoal added before painting to create a story. Then drawn lines to ground the piece. And they know that their booth is
Not.
right.
Horrible.
Well, I think I have a feeling that that was what they had at the time because they were part of a bigger, under a bigger tent.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like a group
Yeah,
showing.
yeah.
Well, I would change the images of 1 and 4 because 1 is the largest image, but I love that the 2 in the middle are the same size.
Yeah, 1 and 4 would do it. Switching that up.
The booth, it's hard because there's so little to go on.
I mean, I think it's really non-existent. I hate to say it that way, but I would start completely over.
So you know what it looks like to me? It looks like they dropped their stuff off, took a picture, and then drove their vehicle over to park, and then come back and they'll set it up. It doesn't look set up at all, and it's taken at an angle, which, you know, when Cindy Lyric ran St. Louis, she actually called me because I had an indoor shot and it was taken at an angle because it was like a 15-foot wall, and she made some comment about not taking the shots at an angle. So I always do mine now from straight in.
Well, but
yeah, I have a feeling the next time you see this person's work, they'll have a much better booth.
I would think so.
Yeah,
I would think so. I mean, I almost feel awkward even commenting on this booth because it's just not really done. It's just, you know, it's just not, I don't think we can comment on it until they redo it and shoot it properly and we can see what's really happening in there.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to see the scale of the pieces.
Oh, absolutely.
But
absolutely.
Yeah, it's hard when you're in a group booth to get anything.
Right. But again, if you're applying to shows, then wouldn't it behoove you to set up a booth separately just to take the images?
Yes.
You know, I mean, that's the key. Like, I am constantly surprised at the booth shots I get. You know, I mean,
set it up in your driveway, set it up in your backyard.
But they can't see it.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Like, you know, I mean, I had a guy send me, I said, look, I gotta have a booth shot, and he sent me a shot of an empty booth. I'm like, it's okay. He didn't get what I meant, you know. So
I've seen that before.
Yeah,
that's funny.
You know, it's funny unless you're me, you know. Yeah, it's funny.
Well, a jewelry booth with no jewelry in it.
Exactly. You know, like,
or a booth filled with people, or the artist waving to the camera.
I get that too, and I get that they're trying to say that our work is very popular, but that's not what we're looking for, right? No. We're looking for
quality,
professional presentation.
Yes, right.
We're looking for the best of the best, at least, you know.
All
professionalism, yeah.
Next. Like jazz, these works start as a theme, move on to improvisation. Collages of wood, metal, crescent board, airbrush, paint, pencil, pastels, repurposed artist drawings, and prints allude to an idea or a story.
I would eliminate the first sentence. And then I would eliminate repurposed artist drawings and prints allude to an idea or a story. Just tell us what you're doing.
Materials and technique.
It does. This really doesn't bother me that much because it's still concise. Like, it's not like, you know, I walked down to the pond and saw them, you know, I mean, it's
and a bird landed.
It's close. Yeah. Like jazz. That's exactly what you're talking about.
I would like to see them deep six the first sentence as well. And start with collages of wood, metal, crescent board. But they can leave in the allude to an idea or a story. That kind of fits somehow.
I would agree there.
Well, because I have this thing about where images should be. Well, I can't tell you now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want number 4 in the number 3 position.
I'd agree with that one too.
2 like sizes.
Symmetrical.
Yeah. And I don't like symmetrical. I think I would put, okay, I'd put number 3 in number 1, move
Yeah.
1 to 4.
I was going to say exactly
and
the same
4
thing.
to 3.
Yes.
Because number 3 really pops out beautifully. Okay, Booth.
Again, based on the individual images, you don't realize that they're not as large because
Right.
the work is on a smaller scale.
I'd make sure everything was aligned.
Yeah.
Either top or bottom, but I'd make sure everything was straight.
I would maybe put the things with frames together. The little ones would make a really nice vertical show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking the ones on the right, not the 4 little ones on the left. Those look nice in a square. I don't know. It just doesn't hit me.
That's because it needs a couple of large pieces to grab you.
Or is there, well, there's too much on the back wall. I don't know. It just looks very busy. And the work was really nice. And I don't think the booth shot gives it enough credit.
Well,
What do you guys think?
I feel like there's a lot of stuff in this booth shot. But I mean, if that's what the booth is going to look like at the show, that's what I would want to see.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it would be nice if they had a couple larger pieces, I think. But
Well,
But if they don't work larger, then yeah.
then they can't. Yeah. I mean, I don't, yeah. I mean, I think I do feel like it's a little, the only thing that really bothers me about this booth shot is that the work isn't, I don't know, this is stupid, but the work isn't like this little yellow frame on the one side. I'm pointing to it like you can see me point. The little yellow frame is like leaning in. Like I would just, you know, it just doesn't look like they crossed all their T's and dotted all their I's, right?
That
but
looks
it's
like
fine.
an
I mean,
artist statement on the right-hand wall also.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Some people just have a spectacular eye for laying out 2D on their walls. My friend Vinnie Sutherland, I think, is one of the best. I just, yeah, maybe asking for some layout help with the 2D artist where they really liked their work or really like their display. Say, keep the same amount of work if you want and just move it around.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm so conflicted on this.
I know.
Okay. I weave, cut, and sew hand-woven garments. The fabric becomes a canvas for other stitching techniques, such as quilting, edging, or pin tucks. Next, garments are designed to fit the diverse human form. Now, these are her new photographs. And there's a second presentation where we changed the last picture with one of her older photographs, and she wants to get feedback on whether or not that would work better.
Can we see? Oh, there?
Yep.
Yeah, that's much better.
Everything else is the same.
Yeah, because that's a fabulous piece and it shows movement, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm missing with her new set of images, because I know her images and I just don't think these are as good.
New photographer.
I know. She had talked about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I know
not
what we're doing.
familiar enough with fiber artists to know who this is off the top of my head. But I think I like the red. I like the one added in with the red, and you know, because it shows movement, but they're beautiful photos. Yeah.
What do you think of the half head?
It's a little distracting to me, but I don't know why, because I'm only supposed to be looking at the actual garment, right?
Right, which is why you don't see eyes.
Right.
How about
Well,
no head? How about
I'm a
like
Well, that is no head, basically.
no? What I
Any
mean is,
lower, you'd be
No.
cutting into the collars.
just
Yeah.
I'm a
I
firm
mean, I did
believer
all the
in,
images.
and I don't want to see eyes, but this is almost kind of creepy.
There's, yeah. There's, yeah.
It's
I
a
don't
possibility.
go back to the old one again.
This is
Please.
the old one right now.
Is this
No,
the old one? I thought the old one had the red shot.
the old
No.
one had the red.
Yeah.
That one.
Well, that, okay,
It's the
right.
same. It's the same thing. It's just done a different.
Yeah.
No.
No.
This picture is her old right-hand picture.
Right.
Oh,
This one is all for our new pictures.
Yeah. Okay. If you look at her old right-hand picture, can you pull it up again, please? There's no face. I mean, she's turned away.
yeah.
That makes a big difference. It's also the movement. And a lot of these things I'm saying because I know whose work this is. Booth, of course, is lovely, except that whatever the blue striped thing is in front on the right, I think I'd change that out with the blue and the turquoise. It doesn't seem to fit with the other things. Anybody else?
I think it's all right.
I think it's
Okay.
okay. Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
Okay.
But the image of the image there in the center looks like it's work that is not in the booth. So I don't know if that's maybe, oh wait, maybe it is that turquoise piece up in the corner. How's that kind of flowy feel?
Mhm.
I know it's one of the things that she does, or at least used to do. The flowy.
Mhm.
All right,
Yeah.
next. I start with acrylic painting, add luster with glass, and bind everything together with resin, bringing out the colors and shine. I use crushed or recycled hand-cut glass in all my work.
I would crop number 4 right to the piece
Mhm.
so you can't see the background since you don't see it in the others.
Right.
Yeah. Plus, you want to see all the detail in that piece.
Yeah.
Right.
Without having to zoom in.
Mhm.
And what's going on at the top?
It's like a deckled edge or something. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's the right word.
No, but that's what I mean. That's how I would describe it, I suppose.
Yeah.
I would crop it for sure.
Because when I looked at it, my eye went right to the light
Mhm.
part.
I think, you know, if I think the size difference really bothers me a little bit too. And I'm not usually that person. But from the first one to the last one,
Can we see
it
them all
doesn't look
together?
very
Thank you.
cohesive. That's it, you know.
Actually, I might take out the last piece
Yeah.
and put something different, even though I like the detail in the last piece. So, flip a coin.
I would be
Something
willing
that
to bet that
fills-
there are other pieces. I'd be willing to bet that there are other pieces with that same amount of detail that
Uh-huh.
might form
Yeah.
better.
Yeah,
you're
frame
gonna-
filling pieces.
And I think if you're going to leave this, I would switch 2 and 4. Put 2 on the outside, on the right.
Okay.
In terms of pieces, I prefer 1 and 3. I like those images the best.
Mhm.
Well, I have to give them props for the arrangement on their booth.
Mhm.
They've put some real thought into this, it looks like.
It's a lovely booth shot.
Yep. Nothing to detract
Mhm.
from a good score, so that's nice. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Hand fabricated sterling silver jewelry set with genuine precious and semi-precious gemstones using traditional silversmithing techniques to pattern, texture, shape, solder, patina, and finish.
I'm not excited about the artist statement. But as a jeweler, I'm going to be probably a little fussier.
I mean, I feel like I feel like they are saying exactly what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But
I'm
there's
okay
too
with it.
much.
Well, you can cut that back.
I mean, maybe pattern texture would be the same, could be the same. I don't know.
Depends if it's a 100, 200, or 500.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Word thing.
it just doesn't bother me.
No, it doesn't bother me
Okay.
either. In fact, I like it because all it is telling you about the materials and how you're doing it.
That is true, and for that I applaud them. And I think every artist is a girl, so
I know.
I always say she.
Maybe they are.
I think I would switch 4 and 1
Yeah,
because
actually,
4 pops off really well.
I think 4 is the best image of those 4.
Yeah. I'd give it the number 1 position. I'd put the blue stone in the number 4 because that's a nice ending. Nice images.
Thank you.
So Larry, why did you show on number 2, since you took them, hopefully it's okay that I say this.
Yeah.
Why didn't you focus on the central point rather than showing the entire chain, which makes the central point tiny?
Because it's handmade.
Yeah.
Right? But if you even showed, you should show at least half of it to.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Okay.
I like it. I like it because I like that I can see that every bit of it is handmade.
Very
right?
true.
That would be and you can see the work, because the other 2 are drawing you in, so you can see the quality. It's nice to see that it's all handmade.
but I can't really see the focal point on the piece. The piece with the stone. It's better when it's blown up.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, that's
since we're
the
blown
hook.
up,
Yeah, I mean, if you are looking at this, you know, if you're doing a live jury,
is
5
that
foot
you,
screen,
Bonnie?
you know, it'd be okay.
Is that me? But my booth?
Barry, can
What
you
is he
say
talking
something?
about?
Something.
What are you talking about?
Okay, so
Well, I
what's
guess
your
we
I'm,
can
I'm
talk
trying. I'm
about
trying to
the
decide
booth.
whether I like the booth shot or not.
I don't like the pots on it. It should
Are
be
those
something.
pots, or those are like
they're busts.
busts
They are?
yeah. I know that you know what? That's funny. I thought
Oh,
the same
geez,
thing at
they
first.
are. I apologize. I apologize. Because I was going to say you should put something up there that is actually holding jewelry. Okay.
And yet there is.
It looked too bare without the busts there.
Oh, I like the way they look. I just thought they were pots. And if they're pots, then they don't belong there.
Right, of
But
course.
they're not pots, so they do belong there and it looks nice. And they're not the standard busts that, yeah, we've all seen.
No, I like that.
It's very clean, very simple. Yeah.
I think I'd shoot it straight on though.
Well, then you don't see the left-hand side, that leg. That's the problem with Abstracta, the display that they're using. It's hard to, I don't think it is a wonderful display. I had some myself, but it doesn't photograph as well.
It doesn't bother me. In this case, it doesn't bother me because you understand why they're doing it.
Yeah.
Right? So it
So
doesn't
that you
really
can,
bother me.
you need to in order to see that there's more to the booth.
I mean, a slight angle doesn't bother me. When it's like completely skewed like the other one, that's a different story. But this lets me know exactly what that booth is going to look like at my show, right?
Yep.
Okay. Bowls, vases, and decorative turnings are hand-shaped on a wood lathe utilizing a variety of domestic and imported hardwoods.
Major kudos for the changes in this booth.
Yeah.
It looks so pretty.
Now, I want to show you another picture here because there's too much white around the pieces.
That's better.
So
Yeah,
much
so I
better. Oh my
cropped it.
goodness.
Yeah.
So much better. Yeah.
Now, this person could put one on each side, a big photograph of something,
Yeah.
a banner, to help kill some of the white space.
Yeah.
But considering what this used to look like,
yeah, it's a lot
regardless of what it used to look like, this looks really good.
Right. I think this is stunning, but Bonnie's right. The white space is, you know, distracting, but the booth looks great.
Yes. Really, really nice.
The statement is great.
Oh, yes. Taking away the extra white space around the bowls is great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, geez.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just a small little change makes such a big difference, right?
Yeah.
Wait, go back and forth again. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, why wouldn't you to begin with show everything, you know? It's beautiful.
I am so happy for this person.
Yeah, he's been working through a lot of booth pictures on the Facebook group.
Good. I'm very proud.
I don't know what it looked like before, but I think it looks great now.
That's the goal.
Yep.
Yep. Good.
All right, next. Landscape, seascape, underwater, and aerial digital photographs printed on a variety of mediums, including archival quality photographic paper and metal.
They're dark, other than number 2.
Also, it needs to be a more cohesive group.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the only one that pops out at you is number 2.
Right.
You know, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just, and it's how we're seeing it. But also how we're seeing it is how a jury would see it. So that's different than being in the booth.
Right.
Does it make any sense?
Oh, there's no booth image.
No,
Right.
no.
Just starting out
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not into one of everything to cover all the bases kind of look. For me,
No.
photography has to make a statement.
It's hard when you have number 4. Well, it's hard when you have number 4 that's so light, and then you go down to number 5, and it's really dark.
Actually, it was darker. I lightened it.
Wow.
I would say it needs to be more cohesive.
I agree.
Make a statement. It's just a bunch of pictures instead of making a statement.
Okay. Acrylic on panel. There's a statement.
My kind
Well,
of person.
there you go.
Right. No wasted words.
Well, I have to tell you that I love that the owl is prominent in the booth, and I can see that it's big. That makes me very happy. The booth is beautifully laid out. I want the one person who I thought had some layout issues, I want them to see some of these. What do you think about the order?
That's fine.
Yeah, the number 1 and number 4 need a little more contrast, I think.
I think number 1, I think I would replace number 1, or I would switch 4 with 1. I think 4 is the strongest piece.
I don't
see.
agree.
I would put Mr. Owl in number
1.
In number 1, because when you look at the booth, it's very prominent. And it's a nice tie together.
Yeah, but you have rectangles and then you have one circle.
Well, in the booth,
yeah,
more than one circle. There's a lot, actually.
No, I'm talking about the 4 images based on,
yeah.
You're looking at the images that,
But that's why if you have it at one end, I don't know, sometimes it's so hard to tell until somebody moves them around. Oh yeah, that works.
Well, do you think moving them around will affect the score?
No.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
because they're all good images.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't, I think it's fine the way it is, to be honest.
And it's just bolstered. It's nice to see where a booth image bolsters the 4 individual images or boosts them up or
Supports.
supports them.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's what it's supposed to do, isn't it? The boost shot.
That
Yeah.
show the presentation.
Yeah,
Very, very nice.
All right. Organic fine jewelry made of 14-karat gold, sterling silver, and precious gemstones through hand carving using the lost wax casting process.
Individual images are good. Strong number 1. That necklace, you need to see the whole thing.
I think contrasting backgrounds would work better with this, or darker backgrounds and light the pieces. Yeah, because the second one it blends
washes
in.
out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, without anything dark on it.
Yeah.
Now, this is an example of using abstracta and kind of going straight on, but for some reason, maybe the person's really tall, but you can see that it's an L-shaped, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Camera angle, you mean?
And I like the panels on the front of the display, which has nothing to do with whether they would get in or not.
Well, it might if the booth picture became a tiebreaker.
Yeah. I think the booth looks really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's clean.
Clean.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Looks good.
And it's secure.
Just
Yes.
a second set of images.
Oh, I don't like her booth image. Huh.
No, the booth image on the first one is much better than this.
I think
Yeah.
she knows that.
All right, go back and forth again. No, there, back.
Okay, I like the number 1 from the last set.
I would lose the second one. Yeah, the one that she has in both shots is the one I would take out.
The problem with seeing the pieces on the white background is they look washed out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, if she's going to be selling a lot of earrings, she ought to have a shot of earrings in there. Oh, I don't know if it's a girl.
You say every artist is a girl. We'll just
Yes.
establish that throughout this, right?
That's okay.
Yeah. As beautiful as the piece that's number 2 on both of them, I think I agree that maybe it should not be used unless she's going to change to a dark background or a gradiated gray kind of thing.
A gradient. Well, I would get rid of that piece anyway, but yeah, gradient. Then you can highlight the piece so it kind of pops off the background as opposed to blending in with these all blend in with the background.
Yeah. The piece is really nice, but you just can't see it well enough.
And maybe my impression is because it's a white background. You
Could
know,
very
it
well
blends
be.
in there.
You can't see all the texture and all the cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it does need to have that gradient background, and I think that piece is pretty spectacular. So I think in a field where there's so many amazing jewelers, you should be able to, you know, you would want to show the piece that is very difficult, right? I mean, that looks like it would not be an easy piece to create. I don't know, I'm not a jeweler, but I'd want to see that versus another pair of earrings.
Oh, amen.
If,
You know.
if these images were projected, that would be blinding.
Exactly.
Larry, can you
Be
go
distracting.
in and change the backgrounds?
Now,
I mean, not right this minute, but
if the original images are large enough.
Yeah. But that would be that's the only thing that bothers me.
yeah.
Is you can see the work, and that's important. But if you are projecting this onto a 5-foot screen, you're right, blinding.
Yeah. Pretty work.
All right. I'm a biologist and artist. I paint sea turtles using oil over top unique acrylic backgrounds. Some are embellished with 3D ceramic pieces. I send a portion of every sale to support sea turtle conservation.
Oh, well, we should let you into every show because you're so generous. You know, I get rid of that last statement, that last
Sense.
it's pandering.
Yeah.
But the work is really nice.
Yeah, the work is nice. The booth looks great. I would crop it down a little more so that you don't see as much of their neighbors.
Yeah.
We're
But
not,
That's-
it down.
That's an easy.
Yeah. It's not a bad booth shot at all,
the booth shot's
No.
fine.
but I would make sure that I didn't see the signatures on the paintings, on the images.
Oh,
And they're on the individual images too, because they weren't prepared
oh,
for images. I think she just sent me stuff at the last minute.
Yeah, but that would be what I would notice, what I would say, right?
Well, it's the signature. You can tell who the person is.
Exactly.
The signatures.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Look at
Just-
I'm not into cutesy images like that one, you know, like the one on the left right there. It's like that one guy that was really, you know, sold a gazillion not at art fairs, but these galleries, and it's children's faces with big eyes and cutesy eyes.
oh, yeah.
This is
Yeah.
like a turtle with big eyes. I mean, come on.
All right.
Well,
Be
I
more
don't
of an
think we're
artist.
not critiquing her work, the work,
I know.
critiquing the booth shot. So
I couldn't
that-
help myself.
no, but and there is a market for this, right? There's a market
Yep.
for everything, and
That's
this is her
right.
style.
That's
So,
right.
I
Mhm.
don't know that I need to know that she's that she's a biologist and an artist. Because you're really talking about the work. It's not about her, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
So I think the important thing
That's right.
is, you know, oil over a unique acrylic background. I mean, that's different, right?
Yeah.
And some are embellished with 3D ceramic pieces. I think that's all you need, you know?
Mhm.
Correct.
I agree.
I mean, I think the fact yeah, I think that's all you need. Because the rest of this would be probably in a space for a bio or something like that.
Mhm.
You know?
As a
Okay.
juror, I want to be able to, if they've read it to me, if I still have a question, I want to be able to go back and do just a quick scan and find the answer to
Right.
my question. I don't want to have to read a big paragraph.
No,
Okay.
but I also think those other facts are irrelevant. You know, they're
Yes,
Right.
you
Yeah,
know,
that's
they
right.
would be if
Materials-
I'm during the
Materials
show.
and
Yeah.
techniques.
Mhm.
Okay. This is also her work. I'm a biologist and artist creating ceramic jellyfish to support the sea turtle conservation.
Again, I would take out that first sentence because it's just not,
It's not materials and technique.
no,
Just
exactly.
talk about the work.
Yeah.
I mean, how you're making it.
Mhm.
The problem is the two different backgrounds
Yeah.
for me.
You know, I
Well-
didn't even notice that until you pointed it out.
Well, I mean, you know,
And now it
well,
bothers me.
there are three different backgrounds because you've got mesh, you've got, you know,
Yeah,
there's,
it's true.
I mean, I would want them to be a little bit more cohesive
Mm-hmm. Me too.
images. And I would think that the booth would need to be a little bit more cohesive too. I mean, it should be
don't-
just a booth of her, of the ceramics, right? You shouldn't have both in there because you're gonna be applying, I mean, I don't know.
You
I
can't
don't
have
know.
that boost shot. That boost shot would get you, will get you disqualified for every show on the planet
Absolutely.
with their name in the front.
Right, the name's gotta go, but, you know, it should be a booth with just the ceramics and a booth with just the paintings, right?
I agree.
'Cause most shows are, I mean, some shows will let you show in both categories, but if you get in both categories, but a lot of them won't. So it's important to know what each booth would look like.
I'm sorry, but the booth shot, this one is just a mess.
Yeah. It's hard to tell what we're actually looking at.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not talking about the work. I'm talking about how it's laid out.
Right.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
where is everything? Like,
Mhm.
why do you have a hanging cart that you would put that the bellhop would put your clothes on
Garment rack.
to go up
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
go up to your room? Why would you have that? It doesn't.
Okay,
It's not
Again,
logical.
I don't think this was actually taken as a jury picture.
No, but the
Okay.
reason
But
why
that's what
she,
that's what
the
we're
reason
judging.
why
I
they
know
have that is to show that they hang, right? That's the reason
Yes.
why, yeah, they
The
need,
ones on the left show that they hang. Also,
but those are on a
No.
wall. This is showing that they can free hang, but there's gotta be a better way to do it than this card. You know? And it looks like there's a cool arch behind that where they're hanging. So maybe I would take that arch. Look at me pointing to my screen like you can see me.
is that cool?
I would take the arch
Yeah.
and put it in the back. So
Yep.
you
Arch.
can see them hanging.
Yeah.
Because I can see that arch, right?
Yeah, we can see you.
Well,
But I
You know
wouldn't
what I'm saying? Like
I
that
wouldn't
arch.
use-
yes.
I wouldn't use
know.
the tool.
I'm sorry?
The tool that's on the arch. Am I the only one seeing it?
Oh, the tool. Yeah. I would probably
okay.
lose that too. Yeah. But I would
Yeah.
like to see that arch behind in place of the turtle painting.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I would get rid of all of that.
Balanced booth.
Yeah. And then I would probably do pedestals or whatever on the other side along with the hanging pieces. So it was just ceramics, but I would probably get rid of the bell cart.
You know,
Well, the
so-
nice thing is these are pro panels,
Right.
and all you have to do is get an extra long stretcher bar,
Right.
and you can hang those pieces that are on the garment rack
Mhm.
from that.
yeah,
And it can either come out from the wall or go, oh, you can't see my arm movements either. Or
We
go
can't help ourselves.
crosswise.
I can
you know,
hear.
you have-
I can hear what you're.
Lots of options of how you could hang them.
In this case, less would be more. Take some things out so you can see everything.
Yeah.
It-
Well, hopefully we've given them a good starting point.
Food for
You
know,
thought.
I think the
Midpoint.
arch is there because there's lights. Isn't there lights in that arch? So it's lighting the what's underneath it, the hanging stuff.
Hard to tell.
I
It's
don't
really-
think so.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
what's
really,
the point of an arch? What's the point of that?
Well, to
because the
hang,
things are hanging.
Hanging from it.
right.
Yes.
Okay. And if that's the case, you don't need the
Garment rack
that's right.
in the middle of your booth. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Next. Heavily textured paintings of knife sculpted florals on canvas created with various plaster compounds combined with acrylic paints, details of acrylic and embellished with gold leaf and sealed with a gloss varnish.
I would put number 2 as number 1. I think I'd put number 1 as number 4.
I would put number 4 as number 1.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
And I would get rid of number 2, but that's just me.
Except that when you're juring, red stops the eye.
Yeah.
And
but you can see the texture in the paintings.
Yeah.
right. But I'm looking to stop your eye so that you spend more time looking at my pieces.
I feel like you don't really see the texture in number 1 though,
No, you don't.
but you do see it in the others, and the red doesn't really bother me, but I might put it at the end.
Yeah,
Okay,
number
then
4 has more detail to look at than the red piece.
Yeah.
And you can see the color. I mean, I'm sorry, you can see the texture in number 4.
Yeah.
so I'm being overruled. So then number 4 is going to number 1.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
And number 2 is going to number 4.
Yes.
Okay.
I would do number 1 to be number 4 so that 1 and 4 are the strongest pieces. Where would you put, okay, if you put 4 in 1, where would you put 1?
Maybe I would use another piece.
Or
number 2. I'd put it at number 2. Nope, I'd put it at number 3. This is what I did with my own images. Which one should go where?
Yeah, I have that problem.
Okay, the booth.
The angle here does not bother me because it's showing me exactly what that booth will look like when they're at the show.
Right.
You know,
There's almost a little bit too much in it.
well, yes.
Pieces are too low. And
yeah, I think they'd be helped by having less.
Yeah, if the chair was taken away, it could be cropped.
Yeah. I would do that. I'm not sure about that table. I mean, I understand why it's there, but
I was going to wonder how many pieces on that table get stolen. At every show. It seems like it'd be easy to take something off that.
But if he does have that table at the show, then I would like to see it. So
yeah,
it needs
but
to
wouldn't
be
it?
Right, that's right.
Wouldn't it be a great short, a 1-panel wall like on the inside where they won't get lifted, and just fill the entire panel with the little pieces? Sharon Spiller, who's a painter, did that to one of her walls, and it just knocked my socks off.
Yeah,
it looked so great.
It does look great. I've seen Sharon's booth. Just saw it this weekend. It does look great.
Aren't those boxes?
I can't tell if they're boxes or if they're little, or if they're just like 4-inch 4-inch panels.
Yeah, I thought they were panels. If they're boxes, then I don't know.
Yeah. If they're boxes, I don't know either, but I would like to see those on a, I think that's going to stop traffic flow in your booth, but I mean, that's not what we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the actual booth shot. you know, and if she has that, I'd like to see it in my show. Personally, I think it would be really cool to put those on a wall, but there is a lot going on already.
But like Sharon's wall doesn't look busy.
Not at all.
And I can't figure out why that is.
Less work.
No, she's got a ton of the little ones.
But they're all
On the-
perfectly lined up, and they're all, it's almost on like a floating panel, the way she set her booth. So
Yeah.
you're looking at, when you look at them, they almost look like one piece of work. And then you realize they're individuals to be sold. So that's, I think, why it works. I think that's why that works for Sharon.
And
But-
then what you can do is you can imagine buying a set of 6 or 9 or,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and you can make
Exactly.
your own little
Exactly. And what
bigger piece.
yeah, what I would say too, that there is too much going on back here. Like you don't need, on that far wall, you've got the big piece and you've got the 3 little ones. You could get away with just 2, you know, right there, as opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces in that corner, in that wall. It's just a lot. It's just a
Well,
lot.
on the back wall, there are 4 pieces that pretty much look alike.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd get more pop out of it if they
Yeah.
weren't all together
Or less.
or
Mhm.
less.
They're powerful with less pieces.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have to put everything out. If
No.
you sell something, you can replace it with one of the other pieces.
Mhm.
They're pretty weights. Can I say that?
Pretty what?
White.
The weights holding
Oh,
down
weights.
the booth.
Yeah.
They're pretty.
Different. Yeah.
Oh, the weights. Oh, yeah.
Good.
Of course, those legs. I don't want that booth next to mine. I don't think those legs, you know, that booth will blow over. Those legs will bend.
But again, that's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about what will get them a higher jury score, right?
Yep.
Right.
Correct
I
me if
thought
I'm
it was-
wrong.
Yeah, it's true.
All right.
But I think we can still make comments, can't we?
We have.
Yeah.
True. True.
All right. Acrylic paint on canvas applied with palette knives and brushes for various textures. Mark making and acrylic paint pens enhance the composition, exploring the contrast between light and dark.
The artist statement needs some trimming.
Work.
Trimming.
Yeah. Well, they did a good job, I think, of laying their individual images out, because that's a hard one with the different shapes, sizes. Booth looks good.
Mhm. I
think
think it
the-
looks great.
I think the booth, the image, excuse me, the artwork in the booth looks better than the artwork in the images.
No.
Well, it's the same, a lot of it.
Yeah.
That one is up there, and if you go to the first one, that's up there.
Yeah.
Same work, yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is I'm more impressed with the work in the booth when you see it in the booth, the size relationships and everything. Like like on the back wall, that big piece on the left, I like that. It's striking.
If I can nitpick,
Sure.
the narrow one, which I think is number 4,
Yeah.
I would move it away from the one that is number 1 and maybe put it on the side and not quite so close to another painting and move the white one, which I really like, by the way, just down a touch. I don't want it level with the big one because it needs to take up different space.
What do you think the logic of putting that piece number 4 in with the images? Was it a size thing? Did the person say, "Oh, I have all these different sizes, so I have to show all these different sizes"?
No, just showing something different, I would think.
Yeah, but is that necessary?
It depends if you're the artist or not.
Well, and okay, I think I would have
those are their
bigger
4
piece.
strongest pieces.
I would agree with Barry there. Oh my God, I agreed with Barry.
Oh, come on.
Geez.
We agree with a lot of things.
We do, but I would probably put one of the other pieces there just because of visually, you know, it's a little distracting,
Mhm.
but I don't think that would, you know, impact a jury score.
No. I agree.
All right. I create wood wall art using CAD guided laser cuts on birch, alder, and walnut plywood. Hand finish with paints, stains, and acrylics. Each piece blends architectural precision and vibrant hues, turning wood into a canvas of meticulous designs.
I don't think I'd change a thing about the booth shot.
I think it's yeah, I think it's great.
It's
And I
kind
think
of
that the
perfect.
artist statement says exactly what it needs to, even though it's long.
And I have to say, I like the white borders for some reason.
Okay. Here, Bonnie.
Oh,
No, I like the white
Either
borders.
or.
yeah. I'm not even sure why it is, but the pieces seem to just pop.
Mhm.
They do.
Yeah, I think in this case, they definitely need the white borders. Yeah.
Interesting.
What do you think?
Well, I took the white off
Hmm.
because I thought it was too much white.
What do you think, Barry? Are Bonnie and
When
I
you look,
crazy?
hey, no, listen, when you look at the booth shot, it's more dramatic without the white border.
Mhm.
I would show it the way it actually is.
So Bonnie and I are nuts with the white border, but I think either way is fine. But
Yeah, I think either way is fine too.
The issue
Yeah.
with the white is without the white, the pieces are larger in a jury room.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
But you
That's
can
what I
see
think
the
too.
size on the
Okay, do
booth
you
image.
realize
Yeah,
that number 3 picture is 4 pieces?
right.
Yes.
yeah, right.
Okay.
Put together.
But it's harder to tell that without the white background, without the white stuff around it.
Hey, it's 5 pieces, isn't it?
If you go back, now you can definitely tell that it's 4 pieces. There's no question. Whereas once you've taken away the white.
Yeah, but unless you drop black in between the pieces instead of white.
Yeah. You'd kind of have to. I don't know. I just think the whole presentation and everything is really solid.
I mean, I don't know if you could have a little less white.
Yeah, you could.
You know, I mean, I feel like the little border helps this for just some reason. But maybe you don't need as much white. I don't know.
I mean, you look at.
I could go for that.
Yeah,
Right?
if you look
Like-
at, there's an uneven white border on all of them except the first one.
Right.
I prefer it without the border, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't take away from anything. Just my opinion.
I think,
It's just,
yeah,
yeah.
maybe I would go without the border if I'm really conflicted about this one. I think it's interesting work, and I think the booth shot says just about everything we need it to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And also gives you the depth, you know, the understanding of the scope,
Mm-hmm.
the size of the work.
But
I think it's one of
look,
the better booth images that we've seen.
yes, very definitely. But
Mhm.
look at how they've incorporated their flip bin.
Mhm.
It just kind
It
of
looks nice.
fades away.
You know, that's really great because I didn't even notice the flip bin, which is the way it should be. I
Yep.
like that.
Well, that's because it's designed so it's not blocking a piece.
Well, everybody
Yep.
thinks, or a lot of people think they have to fill every space in their booth. Oh, I need just that one more piece because that's the one they're going to buy. Well, if they don't see it, they're not going to miss it. So this is very tasteful.
Yes. Give them kudos for me for their flip bin as well.
All right.
Next.
Maps of real places created digitally. I blend mapping tools and digital drawing to delineate borders, contours, and shading, not derived from existing maps. Artist printed limited editions, canvas and paper.
That display is a huge upgrade.
Yeah, the whole thing is so much better than the last.
It is so pretty. I like having the titles of where it is on the pieces.
Mhm.
Yeah. Nice changes.
Way more professional than it was before.
That was about a year ago.
Well, that booth layout, boy, that would draw me right in. Well done. I'm assuming that somewhere they put something explaining what the heck these are.
I remember Sharon had good things to say about his artist statement after he worked on it last year.
Yes.
Hey, the poster child for us helping somebody is Annette Silkwood, who and I don't remember her being in Coconut Grove, but I noticed that she's at Coconut Grove, and her image, the image that you only showed one image on that page. It was really nice.
It's her first time
Well,
in the show.
Yeah,
oh,
we
we worked with her.
that's right. We helped
Oh,
her
you
out.
did good.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's the poster child for us
she
helping her.
she very much is. And
I think
she's very willing to listen and change. And I absolutely love her work.
Yeah, and now she's getting into all these really good shows. I think she should give us for a year 10% of her income as a thank
Or
you.
just put a sign in her booth that I'm here because of Barry and Bonnie
Yeah. I
and Sharon, I
registered.
think.
Yeah, I
And
registered a
Camille.
domain name for her last
Oh,
paintedballs.com
This?
for Annette.
Okay.
All right. Diverse techniques and mediums on stretch canvas and wooden panels with archival finishes. This work explores depth and interconnectedness in nature and animal kingdom using acrylic and charcoal.
That second sentence, you can figure out a way to put acrylic and charcoal in it, but you don't need the work explores depth and interconnectedness.
What's diverse techniques meaning?
Different techniques.
Well, no, I understand that, but she's not telling you the techniques.
That's right. In fact, I would start all over with this,
What technique?
And it's the viewer's opinion as to whether it explores depth and interconnectedness in nature or not. Just tell us about, materials, whatever that statement, whatever the line says. Yeah, materials and technique. People should read that slowly, maybe 10 times to get the idea of what they want. It's funny. There has been some talk about some shows are saying, well, this is what we want. On Zap it says that, but they actually want more. They want some more, which confuses the issue. If you want more, then have a separate thing that says artist statement. Have materials and techniques, one statement, and then artist statement as a total separate statement.
Yeah, that's a Zap thing for sure. But
yeah.
Honestly, all I would say here is acrylic and charcoal on stretch canvas or wooden panels with archival finishes.
Right.
Yeah,
I think that's all you need.
There you go. Yeah.
I think that's all you need. The images look fine the way they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the booth shot's nice too.
And the booth shot is nice and clean.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, next.
Yep.
Using acrylics to paint with vibrant colors and detail, I often blend elements of nature and wildlife.
So we delete often blend elements of nature and wildlife, right? Because that's obvious.
Yeah,
that's right.
Right. So
yes,
acrylics. Yeah. Booth shot is fine.
Booth shot looks good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now here's without the white borders.
Better.
Yeah. Much better.
Yep. That's interesting because whereas the other one, I liked the white, there's no question.
Right. I think it was because of the medium, Bonnie, like it just with the other one. I think that's why it spoke to us that way. I could be wrong. Been known to happen a lot lately.
Hey, it's right before your show.
Without a doubt.
Good. How long do you have?
About 40 some days. Yeah.
Oh, you've got a long time.
Yeah, President's Day weekend.
If I had staff, it would be better.
If you had what?
If I had staff, it would be better.
Oh no.
I know. Next year, maybe. I think this one looks fine the way it is.
Yep.
All right.
I think this looks really nice. And they've done a good job on their booth as well.
And it doesn't, the angle doesn't bother me at all.
No.
No, looks really good.
I like the size of the pieces. You can tell in the booth.
Yep.
Me too.
I like it.
Well, that was it.
That's it?
We're done?
Yeah.
Woo-hoo. Good group.
Oh.
Wow.
I should have had the end.
Yes.
So, I know Sharon's seen this. Sharon, I can't believe I said that. I didn't mean it. Camille has seen it because it's her show. But Larry and Bonnie should go to the Coconut Grove website and find Annette Silkwood's picture, and you'll get a nice, warm and fuzzy. You'll feel really good because how it's really obvious how it's grown, when she's grown.
Yeah, it's I mean, I can see the differences between, I look at I'm a little neurotic, so I look at every year's work, and I saw last year's versus this year's, and I saw the improvements. So good job, guys. You gave her very good direction.
What is it? Coconut Grove Arts Festival?
CGAF.com. Easiest,
Thank you.
No. It's just the easiest way.
I don't want the American funds. Come on.
But she did her booth shot, everything was very much in, it was great. I mean, good enough to be juried in, so I have no say in any of that. I keep saying that. I don't choose my own artists.
I'm telling you, I was really impressed overall with the work, with the with the artists that are in there and how good they are.
I am too. Our we did not, I mean, the jury scores. Yeah, it was I turned away people that were amazing. We had to, because we just didn't have room. And you know what I mean? Like there are so many great people applied to the show, like just so much good work that, I could do another show basically with the good work that couldn't be in.
Camille, that's the
I'm
problem.
thrilled that Ed Brownlee is doing it.
Yeah.
Oh,
love his work. I drink from his coffee mug.
That was a really nice piece.
I'm sorry?
Ed Brownlee's, that was a really nice piece of his.
Yeah. We just use the first image that they give us on Zap for the website.
Which is why Bonnie keeps telling people to put the strongest image #1.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. We really do. We use the first image because, that's just the easiest way to do it. We can't be, we can't.
It's always been that way.
Yeah. It's just the easiest thing.
Should we stop recording before we talk any more about Annette?
Okay.
I think we said everything.
Do you want me to stop recording?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I want to thank the jurors.
Okay, I want to know what